Dana Gayer.
From your business or channel, do you want to plug that?
I'm with the Daughters Defense.
There you go. And she was at the Ruckus doing a class. She was a speaker there, and we met each other there. And we are now at a ladies' retreat together. And she is having that awakening to Torah experience that a lot of people are having these days. And so I wanted her to kind of share that with y'all. So why don't you first kind of just fill us in on how Torah got your attention?
Well, I was raised in a Christian home, the traditional big church Christian home. I went to a Bible college, all of that great stuff. And then I realized when my eyes started to come open, I was like, I know nothing. And it started, honestly, almost 6 years ago. I was living in the Phoenix area at the time, and I had a friend who spoke of Family Day on Saturday. I was like, and I kept saying, I was like, you have Family Day a lot. And come to find out, she's like, hey, let's do lunch, dinner, whatever it was. We shared a meal, and she started to kind of share her experience of her family. She called it coming out of traditional Christianity. And I was like, well, that doesn't seem to make sense with what I knew. So I was curious, very curious about that, because I thought maybe she was a little crazy. And she invited me to go to their congregation. And I walked into this place, and it felt a little weird. Some people had head coverings, some people were wearing shawls, some people had the big shofars. And I was like, what is this stuff? But I felt so much peace when I walked in.
Awesome. She felt the shalom, y'all. It's a real thing.
It's a legit thing. That was my first experience. And then I kind of, I'll call it dabbled for, I'd say give or take 5-6 years. A couple years of it, I had nobody around me who was that like-minded. And then probably about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now, actually 2 years ago this past March or February, and my friend in Wisconsin really just poured life into me with this Torah walk. And I was even more curious because I was like, okay, I could do this. But really, it began at the Ruckus a couple weeks ago.
Right there at the Ruckus.
I was like, what is happening? You know, I was like, I came here to speak and to teach. Like, that's what I came for. But I left with something so much greater. And it was truly that shalom you speak of. Like, there was peace in my heart. And I actually left with this huge conviction that I was like, I need to go home and quit my part-time job to have Shabbat and honor Shabbat. And I was like, I don't know what that all means, but we'll figure it out.
Right. And then you watched The Way last night.
Yeah. So then I came to this ladies retreat, and like I had all the questions. I was like, hands raised, the feet raised, all the questions. And last night we watched The Way, and I literally was
Shout out, Luke.
Yes. I feel so bad now that I didn't appreciate Luke and his work when I met him a couple weeks ago. And I literally am just blown away understanding that is the way in which I should walk.
Amen.
And it's awesome.
Yeah. So is there anything else about what you've learned here and what you've experienced here that has really impressed you, reached you, touched you? You're a thinking woman. You're an independent woman. And so it's not like we're all going, Ryan, Mel, Dana, she must do our will. Like, is there anything else that you learned or are learning, and how do you feel about it?
I would say the biggest thing, especially being a Bible college graduate, I mean, I have a Bible degree, whatever that even means nowadays. I actually am realizing that things that I have grown up believing or was taught in college, it's actually not in the Bible. And as I dug into some of that, it's mind-blowing to me. And I was like, wait, what? And that happened last week watching another channel that I follow. And I was like, somebody said something, and then the guy said something. I'm like, whoa, back up the truck. Wait, what did you say? And he's like, yeah, like, let's go to this chapter and let's go to this. And I was like, whoa. Like, I mean, when I say light bulb moments, they're like spotlight moments of like, literally my mind is blown. Because one, it's sad to me to think I've been taught something out of tradition, because let's just call a spade a spade.
Right.
But yet I've missed out on years and years of opportunity to truly follow the Messiah
So now
in the
that
way it was
you-
intended.
right? And so now you've seen the light, seen the way it could be. How do you feel about that?
That's all I want. And it's really cool. And when Yah moved me to where I currently live, I literally was like, I don't understand. This makes no sense. And fast forward, it's been just over a year. Now it makes sense because I probably would have never gone to the Ruckus, driven my car there to go, had I still lived in South Florida.
Right.
I would have probably never come to this retreat if I didn't live 4 or 5 hours away.
Right.
So I look at that as Yah knew what was coming, and that's really overwhelming in a really great way.
Really great way. So see, here's just a little piece of information, a little slice of how this thing actually works and what it does for people. And it's super exciting. So what are we probably going to be doing next after this little talk, Dana?
Well, because so let's back up. So at the Ruckus, they had a baptism trough, and people were getting baptized. And being the Baptist Bible college that I am, I was very confused, scratching my head, going, "Wait a second! People are getting baptized. Nobody's preached. Nobody's done an altar call. The things I was raised under."
Right.
And I didn't understand. I was like, "Why are people getting baptized? I don't understand." So that was one of my questions I had. I was like, "I don't understand. What is baptism to y'all?"
Right.
Was I think how I phrased the question.
Right.
And to understand, it's just truly showing that I'm seeking His way. And literally, that was the phrasing I used after we watched Luke Still last night. I was like, "This is the way I'm to walk."
Amen.
And so I was the more I thought on it, I chewed on it. I was like, "Well, hot dog, let's just go get baptized."
Where's that puddle? Right? And we've got one. So we're
We
going to
do.
go do that thing. So thank you very much for
Thank
sitting
you.
down and
Thank
expressing.
you. Thank you. It's been
And,
a joy.
Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Shalom.
Shalom.